all right. What you see here is a Hampton Bay Gazebo Plus ceiling fan in the copper patina finish. So 52-inch ceiling fan sold at Home Depot back in the early 2000s up until about, well, more so early to mid 2000s up until 2008 when they discontinued them and came up with the Gazebo 2 Plus. And then that was sold up until 2020, let's say 2020, 2021, when it was replaced by the Gazebo 3 Plus. Although for the collectors, the original Gazebo Pluses remain to be the favorite ones and such. But yeah, these are definitely the biggest childhood outdoor fans for me, along with the sea airs and marinas. Like those are like the top three outdoor childhood fans for me. But yeah, this fan I got from Will, better known on YouTube as WeFire88. This is the one that he had outside at his cottage installed underneath the deck area and such, along with a Harbor Breeze Calera. I had told him that if he ever was to get rid of this, I was highly interested in it, and he already gave it to me for free, so yeah. Fan's in really good condition. I'm not sure where it was installed. I'm assuming it was installed indoors because one thing he told me is that when he found it, it came with a long down rod. And usually you don't see outdoor fans installed outside on a long down rod. You're usually an outdoor area doesn't have that high of a ceiling. And also, the screws weren't rusted at all. Doesn't have like any signs of a little bit of like, doesn't show any signs of being outside except for when Will had it outside for a bit. But yeah, now these pull chains are not original to this fan. I bought these off of eBay just so I can have the ones that would have been present with this fan if you bought it new. I know the tag's right around here, but yeah, it doesn't say exactly what year it's from or the month, unfortunately. However, I noticed this one has some different characteristics, whereas the screw you see right there on the right is a bit longer than the other two. That is one that I stole off of one of my other Gazebo Pluses that are a little bit older than this one. And another thing is that it has these signs that have light and fan, which I don't remember the other two that I have having those on it. I like they could, but I just don't remember. But it's something that I never really noticed on them. But the other thing is that the motor has a different vent design than the other two that I have. So that leads me to believe that this is a more like later one, probably from maybe 2005 to 2007. I'm pretty sure. I think they discontinued these in the copper patina finish like 1 year before they discontinued the white one when they came out with the what was it, the Gazebo 2 Plus. So I think it was 2007 was the last year they sold these in this finish, or 2006. It's one of those 2 years. But these are pretty common compared to the Verde one, which is the most uncommon one. If anything, it's actually a very rare one. The original Gazebo from the 90s was sold in Verde, although it wasn't sold in this finish. It was sold in Verde and white. Now, the Verde ones from the 90s are somewhat common. You definitely see those pop up a bit on Marketplace or stuff like that. But the Gazebo Plus in Verde is the one that's really uncommon. Now, I've seen these quite a bit as a kid, most notably at the Salem Willows, where the Hampton Bay Island Hugger is installed at the Hobbs ice cream and popcorn place. They had one of these installed there for a while, and it was around 2013 that they actually ended up replacing it right before I even was able to record the gazebo that used to be there. I remember like when I was going to film it from outside before they opened up for the season, I saw that they had removed it. I'm not sure why they removed it, but they did. And they put up the Hampton Bay Island Hugger. Now I feel like that was definitely, if they were going to replace it with another fan, I feel like they should have at least one with the Gazebo 2 Plus to put there. That's because I just think it suits that space better if they're going to put some sort of fan there, new and such. I honestly think original would look best there, but honestly they're not going to maintenance it properly. And plus it'd be right next to the ocean, which will be the other issue, is that that place is right next to the ocean, which is why I felt the Gazebo Plus was the perfect fan there. I'm not sure why they replaced it to this day, but I do know before that, Gazebo Plus, they had a some sort of spin-off here. I think it was a Hampton Bay Grayton, or like some Encon Princess, like the 42-inch one, not the 5-weighted versions, the little ones. Oh, and the only reason why I'm not sure is because it was like only up for like a year, and then like around 2002 they replaced it. It was either 2002 or 2003 to replace it with the Gazebo Plus. And I really thought that Gazebo Plus looked really nice there and such. But unfortunately, I don't have any pictures of it that I recall. I might have gotten a picture of it on one of my old SD cards, but that's got lost somewhere in my dad's cabin, which could still be there to this day. Who knows? But chances of finding it are very slim, but it could happen. But yeah, another place I saw these was what was it? Oh, there was one installed outside of a neighbor's house where one of my exes lived, and that fan's no longer there no more. The only thing I remember is that it didn't have the glass on it; it was missing that. They had replaced it with a light fixture. So, but I'm trying to think where else I've seen these as a kid, aside from the stores. Close to that bowling alley with the 5 leading edge, not the leading edge, Dayton Marley's, and the 2 unions at the bowling alley. There was a house that had 2 of these on a side porch and a screened-in area, and those have been removed somewhat recently. But yeah, and then some other places I've seen these. I probably remember when I throughout the video, like what other places I've seen these at. But yeah. There's the Hampton Bay logo. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the light. And it uses 2 light bulbs inside. It definitely gives off good lighting. I just turn off the lighting around me. Yeah, it definitely lights up the space decently. I mean, for a fan to be out, for it being a damp-rated fan, there's really not so much options for a light kit, in all honesty. But if it's just like a porch, it's definitely light it up enough. But yeah, this is something I could definitely see myself installing on a porch. That or even a Hunter Marina. I don't know if I'd do a Casablanca. I could, but what was it? It was the 5, but it was the outdoor one that I have. But I'd always just try to put something that's a little bit cheaper. That way, if it gets more beat up outside, I won't mind as much. And these are pretty common, but they're not as common as they used to be. Compared to, I mean, the white one's definitely sold more than this version. But I definitely feel like it would hold up pretty well out there and such. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start the fan off on the lowest speed. Now it does hum a bit, which I'm not surprised. But I do feel like it is mostly because of the light as well. But if it's a fan that's going to be was to be installed outside, I wouldn't really care if it hummed, in all honesty. But I'm trying to remember where else I've seen these as a kid. I know I have seen these in other places, I just can't remember off the top of my head. Now, if I was to put a white one outside, I'd probably use like the blades off of this one to put out there. Just because I wouldn't want an all white outdoor fan out there, just because the blades could end up yellowing over time. And more so, those blades like have a fake oak look, and I wouldn't want that to get yellowed. If it was just plain looking outdoor blades, that could easily be replaced, like, and such, that's a different story. And it is a little bit rainy outside, so I think it's kind of be a perfect fan to test down here too. It's been raining these past few days, so I figured when it's not raining too much, I can just put up a fan to test. So I'm kind of using this as an excuse to test some of my outdoor fans and such. So that way, if whatever I put up here won't get like bothered by the moisture from outside coming in and such. But yeah, no, I know a lot of people like these fans. I like them a lot. They're definitely one of my favorite childhood fans from Hampton Bay. I know there's a lot of people who have done videos of these. Coastal Mankle being one. Vintage fans some more. Did a video of one many years ago. Still has his to this day. Zachary Yarns has done a video of one recently. I'm just trying to think of like other people who have filmed these, like Carver Patina one specifically. I know there's a few others, but it's usually always the white ones you see videos of, and occasionally you'll see a video of the Carver Patina ones. Yeah, it's definitely a nice fan. It's definitely like a place I could see like in a log cabin, like a farmhouse or something like that. Amusement parks, especially like cafeterias or something like at a pool place, like outside. There's a lot of places I could see these installed in. Restaurants, seafood restaurants especially. Yeah, these pole chains actually came off of a Gazebo 2 that was being, like, the parts were being sold for it off on eBay. Now, I feel like this is definitely a better length for the pole chains compared to what these normally would have came with, which were pole chains that would be like even below that pipe, basically. I've seen with the original video I did of the white one here a few years back. I mean, it's outside, so I can definitely see why they had them with much longer chains and such. I feel like this is definitely a much more appropriate length. Something I always found interesting is that with the original, well, with the gazebo being sold in the 2000s era, they never had this version in the 42-inch size, but they did that with the white one though. And then when the Gazebo Plus came out, they made the white one in 42 inches and the brushed nickel one as well. I'm not too sure if they did it with the other finish. Oh, no, not with the brushed nickel one. I don't know if they did it with that. They might have, like, when it first came out, but I do know they did it with the blackish looking one. I think it was the natural iron one. Yeah, I forget. But there's medium. I mean, I know these weren't super expensive back then. They were like maybe almost, like maybe $80 to $100. So they were definitely an affordable fan back then. I gotta say, for the medium speed, it's actually going pretty fast. Unless, hold on, is that not medium? Yeah, no, that was medium. I want to say, like, I mean, it's been a while since I tested a white one. Now that one I definitely feel is worth doing a remake of again, even though it wasn't too long ago. Yeah, now for a fan that you get at a home center back in the day, it was definitely a good option. Obviously, there's better options, but I mean, for the price point, it was definitely a good performing fan for outside. Well, nowadays, they've obviously, outdoor fans nowadays definitely are more resistant compared to the older ones from back then. Obviously, depending on the company too, but definitely they've improved them a bit. But the other ones I definitely do feel still good, but obviously over time they found ways to make the outdoor rated fans more resistant. I think what makes it hum is the glass. That's not the fan that's making that noise, so what is it? One thing I'm not the biggest fan of is how the lights kind of move around a bit when you pull the chains. It always makes you feel like it's going to fall off. Even though I know it's not going to, it's just the only thing I'm not too very fond of them. Oh, it's the pipes that's making that sound. Yeah, it's not the fan that's making it sound, it's just the pipes. Oh no, it is the fan. I don't know why it's making that sound. I wasn't making that earlier when I give it a quick test on. Not for high speed. Yeah, it's so strange it's making that noise. You know, it's definitely going a lot faster than high speed. Like a lot faster. I'm wondering what's causing it to make that noise. You know, the fan's definitely flying on a high speed. Maybe it just needs a little bit of oil, who knows? Yeah, 'cause I don't remember it making that noise when We Fire 88 did a video of it. I know it might have, I just maybe didn't notice it. Yeah, it's nothing that I'm really concerned about. See, I know it's humming, but I can definitely tell, like, I would hear it humming a lot above, like, upstairs. And that is something I have noticed with these. Sometimes, like, when people have them installed in the house, you'll hear them humming more. It'll hum, but you'll hear it more upstairs humming instead of downstairs. I know, it's definitely pushing a refreshing breeze. Like, definitely, it's a very good breeze for what it is. I'm not sure of the light. Yeah, like, I wouldn't mind installing the white one that I have outside, since that one was basically new when Brandon had got it. I wouldn't want to install that one outside, but if it was a used one, that's a different story. Now this I wouldn't mind installing outside, though. A Verde one, I'd be really, really hesitant. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like finding another Verde gazebo would be difficult. The Gazebo Plus, finding a Verde would be more difficult, though. If I was already to have the light kit for one, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Although I want to have the Gazebo one when I have the 2 slots for the pull chains like the Gazebo Plus does, so that would be the only issue there and such. Yeah, I've never heard any fan make that type of noise before. It's nothing like major, but I mean, no, actually, it kind of sounds like some of the berry noise I hear from like some of the industrial fans in the Dominican Republic, like the KDKs and such, or the Stanio that I have. But yeah, I'm not too sure what that would be. All I know is that once I take it down and put it away, I'll definitely give it some oil. But it's running fine though, so it makes me feel like it's not bad. maybe it could be like something that constituted that after we Fire 88 had it installed for a bit at his cottage. I mean, these are damn rated fans, so I really don't feel like that would be the cause of it. But you never know. At the end of the day, though, it is a home center fan, so it's nothing super incredible. But like I said, the air movement really isn't bad on these. They actually are pretty good, almost on par with like some showroom fans, like lower end ones, I'd say. Alright, now I'm turn off the light and now from the fan. I'm gonna run up to high again because I forgot that to get on reverse, they have that rubber thing in the way. Alright, I'll wait for it to spin down, then I'll reverse it. Yeah, it's not like the motor doesn't feel like it's making like any hit. Like, yeah, the motor spins, it doesn't feel like it's like rough or anything. You can, like, if a fan's like that, I can kind of feel it like vibrating as it spins. So it definitely doesn't seem to be the bearings. Maybe they just need a little bit of greasing, who knows, but I mean, I don't know. When we Fire 88 found it, it wasn't a long time, but I mean, who knows, like, if it was not used for a long time, so maybe that could have caused the motor to get like that and such. But yeah, really, I'm not sure what that weird sound I was making. It was like kind of like a hissing sound I was making a little bit. I know, I'm trying to think, like, where else I've seen these as a kid, though. I know there's quite a few other places, but I just, can't think of them at the moment. Now, I know one of my ex-girlfriends, I did a video of two of her fans that she had in her house. I'm not sure if they're still there today. I haven't talked to her in years and such. But she had a carriage house too in her living room and a 42-inch low profile in the kitchen. Both of those fans were polished brass. And in the entryway of like the back area was like a screened in. It was like a entryway but like a sunroom at the same time. It was a Gazebo Plus there, and I'm 95% sure it was a Verde one. But it could have been a Patina one. No, the issue was that I saw it like more when it was nighttime out, so it was kind of hard to really tell. But it looked a lot more like a blackish green color than a brownish one. But yeah. Sadly, I never was able to get a video of it, but probably still there to this day. Yeah. Alright, now we test it on reverse. What's interesting is that it was making that weird sound on the medium speed and a little bit on high, but not so much on the low speed. Usually with like a bearing sound, you'll hear it more on the lower speed, somewhat on the medium speed, and then barely at all on the high speed. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything at all from it. And we Fire 8, if you're watching it, don't worry about the bearing sound. I mean, it's a used fan, so it's like, it's whatever. If I was to have it installed outside, I really wouldn't care about that sound anyways if I wasn't able to get it more quiet. But I'm not going to be using it anytime soon until I could get my own place. Yeah, I know Harbor Breeze, they had the Caldera, or I think it was a Caldera that came with this light kit. I know like they sold the Caldera without a light kit back then, but I don't think it was the Caldera. I think it was something else that they sold. It might have been a Caldera, but it had like a light kit very similar to this though. The glass looked more like the ones that you see like on those Casablanca outdoor fans and such. But I remember at my grandfather's house before he moved down south, the house that he had the two white and brass Coastal Breezes with the low profile lights and the antique brass one in the spare room. His next door neighbor had one of those Harbor Breeze ones on the back screened in area. At first I thought it was one of these, but then when I saw the glass, I realized it was those one basically. I said I really do now I'm like seeing the fan up close in person. I gotta say it is a really interesting finish though. I know like the only other fan I can think of at the top of my head that came in this finish was the from Hampton Bay was the Huntington 3, and I think one of the Camera 2 Pluses came in this finish as well. Well, I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh, there's the bearing sound again. So yeah, it's definitely some sort of bearing noise. It could be dry bearings. Well, I don't think that's dry bearings. I mean, I'll bring it up closer so you can hear it since the wind sound won't really get in the way. And now as I get closer, it decides not to really make the noise. Kind of stinks because I do feel like that, it's like a finish that was kind of popular before like oil or bronze became a thing and such, or bronze fans in general becoming a thing. Alright, now for the high speed. This fan definitely goes very fast on the high speed. I think these are probably made by Aircool. I'm not 100% sure on that though. From what I remember, I think the Gazebo Pluses were made by Aircool. So don't quote me on that. Well, I mean, for them to be one of the better Hampton Bay fans you can buy back in the day, and just one of the better made Hampton Bay fans altogether, that definitely leads me to believe it's made by Aircool. It is that diner that has the two Hampton Bay Industrials that before those they had Gazebo Pluses in white. I honestly feel like that if they had installed Gazebo Pluses in this finish, they probably would have never put up the Hampton Bay Industrials there, as these wouldn't have looked that dirty in the diner setting. Like, in all honesty, I feel like these would have looked really nice in that setting, in all honesty. They probably also just wanted something that moved more air, too, in that setting. Which, with how small it is not a surprise. Alright, and that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.